These stress management techniques range from things that you can do in 2 seconds to things that take a much longer period of time. And many of these stress management techniques are free and accessible, while others require maybe a small cost or a larger commitment. And in this video, I have 13 different stress management techniques to share. So try the one that fits your lifestyle, your interests, and your budget. So number 1, watch a comedy special. When reflecting on the pandemics of centuries past, we can at least find comfort in the fact that we have Netflix now. Search through a list of comedy specials and allow yourself to laugh tonight or as soon as possible. Laughter not only reduces the release of stress in the body, but it can also relax the muscles, boost your immune system, and even physically reduce pain. So go ahead, find something to laugh at tonight. I personally have recently stumbled upon a comedian named Cat Williams. He's a comedian who's known for his swearing and cussing, so he's not for everyone. But I watched a short on YouTube and found myself laughing so hard I was gasping for air. So when I'm stressed, sometimes I just throw him on and have a few laughs. And it's really cool when you can laugh at something even when nobody is around and you're just laughing at a video. Next up we have number 2, which is spend time with people you love. So you can watch a comedy special alone, but it's also better to watch it with roommates or friends or a family member. Apps like Zoom and Netflix Party allow you to watch, chat, and share moments together without being physically close. Taking the time to spend time with others can help you reset your mind and find reassurance in these crazy times. Multiple studies show that social interaction and support can actually reduce stress and boost your overall immune health. Social isolation and loneliness, on the other hand, increase the risk of everything from cardiovascular disease to diabetes. I do want to say it's difficult with the current social and biological situation going around to spend time with people that you love, but it is possible. Next up, number 3, we have foster or adopt a pet. Now, companionship doesn't have to come from your own species. If you already have a pet, take some time to play with them, maybe take a walk or cuddle with them a little bit. All of these interactions can help to reduce your own stress. And if you don't have a pet, but you live in a situation where a pet would be welcome, consider fostering or adopting a pet. Now, the financial costs of a furry friend may only add more stress. And if this is the case, just consider volunteering at a local shelter and playing with some of the animals there who are living in their own social isolation. I guarantee they'll be happy to see you, and hopefully they'll help your own stress. My sister actually just adopted an older cat from a shelter because she wanted her to have a good end-of-life experience with lots of love. And I'll be honest, the cat is so warm and loving, anyone would feel relaxed having Maggie around. Next, we have number 4, which is to set up a spa night for yourself. And I know this sounds really weird, but hear me out. Maybe you're getting too much social interaction. You're holed up in a house with your roommates, your parents, or your kids, and you just feel overwhelmed. Take a night and treat yourself to a spa. Now, I'm not talking about physically going out to a spa, but you can set one up for yourself in your own home. No matter where you have your spa night, consider reducing the 5 senses. Fairy lights, low lighting, or a relaxing book can help you unwind and set a better, more relaxing mood. Think about what you're going to listen to. For me, the best experience is actually a floating trip in a sensory deprivation tank. It helps me de-stress almost immediately. But I've also been known to spend $150 on a hotel room with something called a whirlpool, which is kind of like a jetted tub, just a few times a year to help unwind alone. And I will say it is totally worth it. Number 5 is to light a candle. Now, of course, all of the individual things that I've mentioned can provide stress relief on their own. Take the simple act of lighting a candle or turning on a diffuser, since like lavender, lemon, or rosemary can help relax the muscles and reduce stress for a lot of people. In fact, I recently started investing in candles, and I have to say they are amazing. I am addicted. White Barn from, I think, Bath & Body Works has some of these candles that personally get me so cozy and feel really relaxed. Even right now, one called Sugared Snickerdoodle is helping me create this video. Number 6 is to find something that you enjoy doing. And personally, for me, that is doing the dishes. I'm not really sure why, and I know it's kind of weird, but doing the dishes is very satisfying to me. You start with a sink full of dirty dishes, and you end up with a very clean kitchen. You can physically see the progress, and for some reason that just makes me feel a lot better. Maybe it's similar to Jordan Peterson's clean your room mantra, but either way, I am always very mindful when I do the dishes, and I enjoy doing them as a way to leave the day better than I found it. It gives me a small sense of accomplishment. But maybe you're looking for something else to give you a sense of accomplishment. Well, you could try a course at SKILLSHARE. Almost all of the classes have projects that you can work on while you learn, and hopefully at the end you end up with a finished project. There's actually one class that inspired this video. It's called Change Your Brain, 10 Alternatives to Medication to Improve Depression and Anxiety. I was actually getting quite stressed from working on a whole bunch of projects a few weeks ago, so I did some research, and honestly, everything in this course is worth the watch. With crazy political stuff happening, the biological issues growing around the world, everything changing from social ideas to finances, anxiety is on the rise. Now, this Skillshare class I took offers actual tools, like explaining light therapy and proper nutrition education on how to combat anxiety, and these actually worked for me. Right now, there's like over 17,000 classes at the moment, and the price point is, well, in my opinion, one of these classes is worth way more than the monthly fee that they charge. A premium membership costs less than $10 per month if you pay annually. And if you're interested, the first 1,000 people to click the link in the description will actually get a free trial of Skillshare Premium. Now, I want you guys to know I'm very picky with my sponsorships, and you don't see very many of them on this channel, and I'm always transparent. But I've been using Skillshare personally for almost 2 years now. They give me immediate access to experts on certain topics, and it's my first go-to platform to learn something new. I highly recommend the Change Your Brain class that I mentioned earlier by the creator Emma McAdam. Again, only the first 1,000 people to join with the link in the description below will get that free trial. But moving on, number 7 is to go on a drive. Now, driving seems like wasting gas, but for me, it can be a worthwhile stress reliever. You can listen to a podcast, you can listen to your own music, or you can sit with your thoughts. I, personally, have never felt like a 30-minute or even an hour drive to the next town over wasn't worth it. In fact, some of my best ideas have came from just sitting in my car as I watch the sun go down. Now, like I said, this isn't for everyone, but I wanted to make this video personal, as a quick Google search shows things like be yourself, or keep a positive attitude, or accept the things that are. Like, really, that's great advice. I hadn't thought of those. Number 8 is working out. So stress management does not have to be a silent, still, meditative experience. If you feel stressed, you might feel inclined to get moving. The Anxiety and Depression Association of America recognizes exercise as a top fighter of stress, and it also has physical benefits, like laughter, meditation, or a massage. Exercise can produce what we call endorphins. Now, endorphins help relieve stress and boost your mood, so I'd recommend consider walking, jogging, or even finding something like an online yoga class. Just a half an hour of exercise a day can put you on track towards feeling better mentally and physically. In fact, I've actually tracked my stress levels with a month of no cardio and 1 month of 30 minutes of daily cardio, and I'll say that my average stress levels dropped 2.3 points on a 10-point scale. So working out works for me. Number 9 is sleep, because on the other hand, you could relieve some stress by taking a nap. Stress and sleep are closely intertwined. During the night, your body manages the release of hormones, including something called cortisol. And if you don't know what that is, it's actually nicknamed the stress hormone. Your body also regulates other functions, including appetite and the preservation of memories from the night before. Not enough sleep puts too much stress on your physical and mental health, and it can create a scary cycle, because high levels of stress make it even more difficult to fall asleep. But that bad night of sleep causes more stress the next day. So even if you have a packed schedule, it's important to make room for at least 7 hours of uninterrupted quality sleep. Number 10 is to schedule an appointment with a therapist. So as we get to the last few items on this list, I want you to take a moment and evaluate why you are being stressed. Where exactly is your stress coming from? Is it from work? Is it from childcare responsibilities? Maybe a stressful relationship? And maybe, at this point in time, it could just be the general state of the world. Maybe you can't exactly pinpoint what is stressing you out. All of the ideas I've mentioned earlier, maybe they just don't feel like they're going to help with the stress that you're under. And if you're feeling lost, I would highly recommend reaching out to a professional. Going to therapy doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you, and therapists are not obligated to diagnose you or put you on any kind of medication. A quick check-in with a therapist, maybe even just once a month, will allow you to assess where you're at and how you can better alleviate stress in the future. A professional may be able to lead you to answers that you could not find yourself. And as with all of the things on this list, I have tried them all. And I've even seen a few therapists. It's just a quick Google search and you can have a talk with a licensed therapist in like 30 minutes. For me, just having someone in your life that you can talk openly to without any judgment is a huge stress reliever. Number 11 is to assess and set boundaries. Now, a therapist's advice may be practical, to meditate, to find a job that's less stressful, and to set boundaries. Even if you're not seeing a professional, finding those boundaries and setting them can be a fantastic way to manage your future stress. When a coworker, a boss, friend, or a partner crosses one of those boundaries, you probably will feel immense stress. Maybe your boss asks you to work more overtime, preventing you from having a healthy work-life balance. Or maybe one of your friends constantly uses you to vent without giving you space to share your feelings. Well, it's time to set some boundaries. And boundaries are pretty difficult, but they can be as easily as saying no to working overtime or telling a friend that you're not in the right headspace to give them advice. Everyone has different boundaries depending on their mental, physical, and emotional bandwidth. Do not be afraid to adjust your boundaries in this new normal and enforce them with people who might be overstepping them. Number 12 is pretty simple. It's music choice. Now, I've realized in the past, listening to certain types of music makes me feel more energetic. It gets me pumped up. But listening to too much of that, I actually start to get more stressed. And so what I've done is I need to listen to music. That's just the kind of person I am. I actually switch that music around to music that is calmer, more stress relieving. It's just a little idea, but I highly recommend it for people who are listening to pumped up music all the time. Number 13 is to journal. Now, one final way to manage or assess your stress is to journal. Take a few minutes each day and write out maybe how you're feeling or write down the problems that you're facing. This helps me a lot. Studies on the brain show that journaling activates a specific part of the brain, allowing you to face tough situations without having a dramatic emotional response. If something is bugging you, I recommend to write it out. Find the root cause of the problem. If you're just having a bad day, go ahead, continue to write it out. And if you're confused about how to manage your stress, start writing about those options. Now, I personally journal every day, and I know that if I didn't, I would be more stressed simply because I wouldn't be able to keep track of my goals and my progress on them. Now, there are many ways to manage stress and live a more relaxing, enjoyable life, and you should do what's best for you, but I hope that this video and my personal examples have maybe helped you out a little bit. Thanks for watching, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and also don't forget to check out Skillshare if you haven't already. The first 1,000 people to click the link in the description below will actually get a Skillshare Premium free trial. I highly recommend it. Thanks for watching.